Hey, what's up guys? This is Noelle.
This is Miroslava.
And welcome to our channel. Today we're gonna have a good channel, and if you clicked on this video is because you want to know how to handle your arguments in your relationship or how to even improve that. We're going to be talking about that. As you know, you may not know, we've been together for 4 years. We're going to be 5 years this year. So obviously we have been through a lot of things, and we're going to share with you. I'm going to share 5 things that I do in our relationship that has helped us get through it and just help us really just improve our relationship and make it stronger. And she's going to share 5 of her things that she does. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your post notifications on, and make sure you like this video as well.
And before you break up with your partner, just watch this, please.
So I'm gonna let my fiance go first.
Thank you. Well, my first advice is give space and get space, which means if you're in a huge fight, give yourself some time and give your partner some time so you guys can cool down things, because you guys don't want to talk when you guys are too aggressive, because things are gonna get bloody. I'm just playing, but yeah.
It's so funny because we are so alike and then we're so different. So she's the type, like she mentioned, she likes to give space, and obviously it's a good thing. But my take on it, right, and this is where it gets interesting, my take on it when we argue or when we have a disagreement or anything like that, I always like to talk it out. So yes, you know, it's always good to have your own space. If you need to take a breather, that's perfectly fine. But also know that talking it out is going to be the best therapy in your relationship. Talking it out just makes everything, because then you don't have the resentment and you're not like keeping it to yourself, and then next Friday or next Saturday, whatever the day it was, you're thinking about what happened, and then it's just gonna like bring it all back. So make sure that you have space for yourself, but also talk things out and not wait like the whole day or 2-3 days without talking. Like, that's really insane, and I know that happens in relationships. So you do want to take space for yourself and time, but don't go overboard with it.
Don't take forever.
Yeah, don't take forever.
The second one that works for me, it's watch a movie. It's gonna help you out so much. Get distracted. If you obviously are not in the best mood, watching a movie, getting distracted, something that you like to see, watch, whatever it is, it's gonna help you. You're gonna come back with a different vibe.
That's
to
true.
Fix things.
Yeah, that's a really good one actually, because I have actually tried that out and it does help, because it just distracts your mind from just focusing on it too much. When you do focus on it too much, you overthink, and then you get even more angry or whatever the case is. Yeah. For mine, for what works for me, and I'm sure it can work for you as well in your relationship, is understand that you have different perspectives. Understanding that not all the time you guys are going to come into an agreement, but also knowing that there has to be mutual respect in your relationship. So for example, for us at the beginning, well, speaking for myself, I always kind of wanted my fiance to always agree with me, and if she didn't agree with me, it was like a problem, or I used to think like, why can't you just see what I'm saying and things like that. But now, after 4 years of being together, well, not that I recently just understood that, but now it's like I understand that she has her own perspective and I have mine, and that's fine if we don't agree with it, as long as we're not being disrespectful and as long as we're acknowledging each other's feelings. And that is the best thing that you can do, understanding that if they don't see it that way, it's okay, and eventually you guys are gonna come into a place where everything just flows together, rather than trying to force your partner to see things how you see them. And that's why it's so key to have communication in your relationship.
Work with the flow. The third one for me would be a better listener. What I mean by that, sometimes you just want to talk what you have inside. You want to talk it out, but it's better for you to sometimes just shut your mouth and listen to your partner. What?
Nothing.
What you say? what they have to say. It helps a lot. It helps you to understand their point of view, and then after that, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be perfectly fine.
Okay.
100%
Thanks, Bebe.
guarantee.
So, for mine, I do like just setting the boundaries with my partner and being able to forgive in a situation where you had an argument or whatever the case may be for you, being able to forgive and being able to set the boundaries for like a future like, I don't know, situation. Because yes, we might forgive and you know, you apologize and you're like, okay, I forgive you. Like, why do we forgive? Because we trust that things are gonna get better, right? But how can we expect for things to get better is by setting healthy boundaries with your partner. So by doing that, you are gonna pretty much set the tone that whatever your partner did to you, whatever a disagreement you guys had, or if there was any like hurtful comments, that doesn't happen again. So that is the whole thing of setting healthy boundaries with your partner, that it doesn't happen again, because if it does happen again, it's gonna keep hurting you and your relationship.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What about if I'm new to a relationship and I don't even know what's a boundary? Like, how would you explain it?
So for example, so if you're barely going into a relationship and you don't know about boundaries because you've never been taught what a boundary is, right? So you want to know have the awareness what feels right for you, right? We all know as individuals what feels right and what doesn't feel right. So that's the key about listening to your guts, like to your gut feeling. If that doesn't feel right, or you're like, man, I know that didn't feel right, like I wouldn't like my partner talking to me like that in the future, then those like flags, those red flags, that's what it is. So if you don't like it, you set a boundary and say, hey, I know you were upset, but I don't appreciate the way that you talk to me, and I would really appreciate that you don't do that again, because it's very hurtful. That's as simple as that. You're just aware of how you feel, what feels right for you. And sometimes, not all the times, you're gonna feel like it feels right or wrong. But that's why working on yourself, it's so key also, because it's not just about jumping into a relationship and expecting everything to be pink and roses or whatever. It's also taking the time to learn who you are as a person, and then by default everything else will flow in your relationship.
And don't feel about it. Don't feel bad about it, you know.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, because
the one for me will be, I kind of want to change it because I put eat ice cream. Like, for me, it helps when, you know, we argue to eat ice cream. It's better.
Why do you want to change it? For what?
Because I want to, like, say that you have to meet your partner. Well, both of us have to be... A relationship is kind of like a scale. It has to be 100% on each side. If not, it's not going to work out.
Right.
So, yeah. Ice cream
that was it?
100% on both sides.
I seriously thought you were going to say, I want to change it to workout. Or exercise. I seriously thought you were going to say that.
Why? Because of ice cream?
Yeah. No, but that's fine.
Yeah, so make sure you're giving 100 and they're giving you 100.
Yes. And then for my fourth one, I would say that don't be afraid to be the first one to take this, like, the first step. Like, don't be afraid to be that person in your relationship, because I feel that when you take that first step, it's not really about, oh my God, if my partner's not doing it, if my partner's not apologizing, or my partner's not talking to me, then I'm not gonna do it, you know? Because when you do have that mentality in your relationship, it's really not gonna work out. So it's all about how your partner feels and then how you feel. So I think that's key. And don't be afraid to say sorry first. Like, take responsibility for your actions, you know? Yep.
Yeah.
What?
No, nothing.
Why are you making those faces?
No, I'm just, because you know how sometimes you feel like they're telling you.
Oh, I was not telling you.
I know, but just sometimes you feel like that. And then for me, the fifth one will be never get physical. And what I mean by that is have respect. Don't think it's cool to push or pull hers or punch in the face, and especially girls to guys, like it's not cool. I see it all the time where girls hit guys just because they're guys.
That's true.
And like for what? I think it's gonna come to a point where you guys are gonna get used to it, and then
I think that's like the mutual respect and
Yeah.
not caring if you're a guy or a girl, or in fact in our relationship, right? Like we're both girls, so not caring about that, and especially if you're in, let's say, in a, I don't know, LGBTQ like couple or relationship. I've seen that where, oh, well, who's the girl and who's the guy? And then sometimes it comes to a thing where they think that's allowed, and it's just not allowed in any, like, we're all humans and we all have feelings, so that's a good one.
Don't hit your boyfriend, don't hit your girlfriend. Period.
And then the other one, I think I already said it. It's like, I don't like to waste time at all. Like, I just don't like it. I hate it. And we're saying this because at some point, like, we went through that phase where it was just so random, stupid little fights, and we took that shit to the next level, and it's just not worth it, right? Like, you come to a conclusion that it's very pointless to do that. It's very pointless to waste like 2 hours, 3 hours just acting up and see if your partner comes to you and all that little stuff and little games. It's definitely not worth it. So if you're having those little games, or you're playing those games with your partner, or they're playing those games with you, definitely talking about it and just building that community. Oh my God.
That love community.
And building that relationship with your partner, just communication and the trust.
Yeah.
I think that was it, but I feel like I needed to say something else.
Say it.
No, I forgot. I forgot because you make me forget things. I'm just like, see, like, that was just an example of blaming your partner.
Yeah, exactly.
No, being serious, like, that's also part of it.
Sometimes you have to get used to it.
Get used to what?
You blame me all the time.
No, that's not true. I don't blame you at all. I think that, just to say something really quick, is I think that even just doing that was so hilarious. Like, just doing that, like, oh, you're making me be this way, or that kind of thing, that comes with, taking responsibility with how you act and how you react to things. Because I can add this one as my last one, is learning how to respond to your partner rather than reacting, because that is a huge one, right? It's like you're having an argument with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you cannot wait until they're done speaking because you just want to go on a rant and you want to tell them off and you want to do all these things, right? You're already like saying in your mind where you're going to tell your partner or whatever. And that right there is reacting to what your partner is saying. So rather than reacting, you want to just respond, and so be a good listener and give it time and things like that, because it's just, I've seen that all the time where we react, and not only with our partners, like with just anybody else. We're so quick to just react to something rather than, okay, actually listening to what they're saying and acknowledging the feelings, and then saying, okay, well, this and this and that, like just responding to it rather than reacting.
Can I
So
one more?
one? Yep.
Before I forget, when you guys argue, like my fiance said, try to talk it out with your partner, not with your best friend, not with someone else. Why? Because at the end of the day, you have to go back to your partner to fix things. Unless it's something that where, there's some domestic violence, then obviously talk to someone else. But for me, it's like anything that goes between us, it's just between me and her. Why? Because at the end of the day, like, we're gonna fix our things unless we break up, but nothing would.
I think, yes.
And that's how I see it. Why? Because sometimes you give your trust away to other people, and then it's like,
well, this is my take on it, okay?
Back, so.
This is my take on it.
They're like, oh no, you're all happy, and there's you were talking about with your boyfriend, like that. Sorry.
So I think my take on it is the fact that, yes, I agree with that. I truly feel that a relationship is like, oh my God, the most intimate thing you can have, right? With your partner. That intimacy, being able to trust your partner 100%, and your partner being that go-to person that you talk about your issues, right? The issues that you have with your partner or whatever thing is going on between you two, then yes, I truly, truly believe in that. I believe in always going to your partner rather than going to the neighbor, rather going to your mom or your dad or your whatever the case may be. But I also understand that not a lot of people have that communication or have that trust with their partner, so they feel that talking to somebody else is the best answer, and then they'll go from there. So if that's you right now, then definitely take a closer look at how you're building that relationship, because you do want to be able to feel 100% feel like you can trust your partner 100% and go into your partner regardless of the situation. So I think that's what it is. I feel like maybe most of the times they don't have that, they don't feel that trust, so they feel the need to go to somebody else and then go to their partner, or maybe not even say anything to their partner, maybe just keep it to themselves. But that's when, you know, self-awareness comes in, and you really have to look and see, you know, how can I make this a better communication with my partner, and how can we do that?
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is just choose who you go to. Wisely, I'm sorry, Wiley. Wisely who you go to.
I think, yes, I understand what I understand what you're saying. I think that is in a different one, though. I think that's just being selective with who you're telling your problems to, because like that quote, right? 80%, what is it? 80% of people don't care, and 20%, something like that. 80% of people that you tell your problems to are happy that you have them, and 20% don't care. Something like that. So I think that's where she's going, is like, that's true. At the end of the day, it's your relationship. And,
you can talk to us.
And yeah, so just be mindful of who you open up your space with, because that has a lot to do with it. And if you believe in like energy and that whole thing, then I'm sure you can relate to that. But if not, then that's fine. just be mindful, I guess. Yeah. But anyways, that's it for us. I hope that this, 10 things that we talked about, even more than 10 things, but talked about, really encourages you to start building that trust and that communication and boundaries and all that good stuff, because it has helped us a lot in our relationship. And I feel that it just really keeps it fresh, even though we do argue. We don't agree all the time, and we argue about why I want to watch the show and why she doesn't want to watch it. Like, just the little stupid things. But at the end of the day, we know and we're aware that it's very insignificant, and why take it to the next level.
Yeah, and it's, no one has the perfect relationship. You keep growing and growing and growing with it, and yeah, just make the best out of it.
Yep. So we really hope you enjoyed this video, and please make sure you subscribe to our channel and comment if there's anything that was relatable to your relationship or anything that you already do. Make sure you comment below, and stay tuned for more videos.
See ya.
Bye.